Alfonso Gomez in the white trunks. Luciano Perez wearing the Mexican flag, red, white, and green. Round number 1 scheduled for 5.
You saw the referee at the beginning show the separation of the line, the trunk line, legal and illegal blows. We'll see whether or not that matters. Perez has been penalized in the past for low blows.
Gomez thought that he was going to fight Jeff Frazier, who left the first season of the Contender due to the chicken pox. And there was some doubt as to who the final opponent would be. It wasn't cleared up until about 10 days ago, so he had to spar with all different types of guys. Finally ended up sparring with fighters who were shorter than him, which was not the case during his season on the Contender. He goes to the body with a left hand and then tries to follow it up, doubling up the jab and a straight right. And now a body shot from Perez.
Perez had a disadvantage, as you just alluded to. Took this fight on 9 days' notice. You wonder about his condition, but looking at the weight, he's 2 pounds less than he was in his last fight 4 months ago. So you'd have to put a check as far as, yes, he's in shape.
Came in at a tight 146 pounds. Gomez came in at 149. So funny, Teddy, because Gomez many times was fighting guys in the Contender tournament that were 160 pounds. He said, I could drink milkshakes all day long making middleweight.
But you got to wonder if that's going to hurt him if this fight becomes a contested fight and goes into the late rounds, because Gomez is 10 pounds less than he was his last fight 5 months ago, and he had trouble making the weight. Actually came in 2 pounds over the welterweight limit yesterday and was fined by the commission. Some of that money going to Perez.
Perez now working on the inside, some wide right hands, then goes to the body, but he's been relentless for the past 20 seconds putting his punches together.
As you said, Gomez has been a bigger man 3/4 of his career welterweight, but his last 4 fights at middleweight, he's had to take weight off to make this weight at 149 tonight. Nothing fancy about Perez. He's there, and he comes and he introduces himself.
Likes to brawl, looking for that home run shot. Luciano Perez. He grew up in a family of 4 sisters and 9 brothers on a farm in Mexico. Moved to Chicago, where 3 of his brothers reside, and that's where he took up the sport.
The more skilled boxer, the more developed boxer, the boxer who had more amateur fights, Gomez in the white. I think he should take it on the outside or keep it on the outside, make things a little easier for him. He has developed skills on the outside that Perez does not have. Perez needs a certain geography to be effective, and that's in close. On the outside, it's Gomez.
Coming to the end of round number 1 on the Contender rematch, Gomez-Perez. From the Staples Center in Los Angeles, Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas with you ringside. Round number 2, Alfonso Gomez, Luciano Perez. In that first round, Gomez had a 14-2 jab advantage. Perez had his moment for about 20-30 seconds there where he put his punches together, but a little more consistent work out of the Contender, Alfonso Gomez. You see the CompuBox punch stats, 28 out of 85, landing 33%.
Simply put, when Gomez was not using his jab and dictating control of range, Perez had those moments that you just talked about. Perez needs to be close to be effective. He's crude, he's wide, but he's also game and tough.
Indeed he is. Wide punches now, not hitting the target with the exception of the right hand to the body. Gomez trying to get his way out of trouble. Real small ring tonight, Teddy, and this is something I want to talk to you about as the evening progresses throughout all fights. Somebody walked this off earlier as 16 feet inside the ropes, Teddy. That is a brawler, a fighter's ring. Going to be easy to find your opponent.
It forces you to be a fighter. And for the fans out there, the good news for the fans, it usually forces good fights.
Gomez shooting off the uppercut. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas now joined by the man who was the trainer and advisor during the first season of the Contender, Tommy Gallagher. Tommy, what do you see out of Alfonso Gomez right now?
I think he's trying to make some adjustments here. You know, Alfonso likes to be in front of you throwing punches, and he's trying to make this little adjustment now because this kid is right in front of him and he's got a punch.
You're listening to Tommy's insight all night long. Of course, he was instrumental in the first season of the reality show, living and training with the fighters. So Tommy will be with us all night long.
Gomez just has more choices right now, more options. He's got to faster background in boxing. Perez started late. You can see Gomez's advantage. He can take it outside, he can take it inside. Perez can only do something there, in close. And when he does, it's the wide variety. So it gives Gomez actually an option of punching in between the wide shot or taking it outside and doing that. Nice up the combos.
Nice combination. Good work with the left hand to the body from Alfonso Gomez, and now targeting a straight right hand. Perez very game, still on the inside. Now back at range, where Gomez has established the fact that he will be much more active with the jab. He has already thrown 51 jabs in the first 2.5 minutes of this second round. Right hand comes in.
Perez is just too raw, very game, but game enough to continue to eat and eat leather. Again, Gomez has a choice. He can take it outside or he can punch inside the shots, those wide shots on the inside.
Our Mario Lopez is standing by with the Latin snake, Sergio Mora. Nation talked a little smack with the quarter and Peter Manfredo Sr.
Well, you know how to charm a snake, don't you?
How do you do that, Ted?
You use a jab.
Use a jab all night long. That will be the key for Peter Manfredo. That is still to come, our main event. This is Alfonso Gomez in the white trunks taking on the hard-hitting Luciano Perez. Gomez really took control of the action in that second round. In terms of power punches, he landed an amazing 52% of the 42 that he threw. Straight right hand countering back from Gomez. That opportunity will be there. Wide shots we've seen from Perez. See the punches in round two. Gomez almost near the century mark, throwing 97.
Perez gives you different opportunities to hit him. He stands in front of you and he comes wide. You can punch inside those wide shots. Also, he can be very available for right hands. He lays his head on the right side, Joe. A no-no.
Right in that right hand coming in.
Well, right in that punching path of the right hand. When you lay your head on the right side, you want to get your head on the left side outside that right hand.
So we'll see if Gomez looks to set that up. He was pawing out the jab, a rangefinder. There's the right hand, straight right hand, and now a good combination with a signature uppercut from Alfonso Gomez. Straight right comes in again.
Perez has fought a lot of soft opposition. Quite frankly, 2 times he stepped up at all and has represented his 2 losses. And he stepped up tonight in competition with Gomez.
Well, I'll tell you, Pat Russell is saying that that's a knockdown. Luciano Perez believed he slipped, and I'm not sure he's not right. It looked like one of the shoes just gave out from underneath him. Now there's another straight right hand from Gomez. Gomez in control here just over a minute to go in the third round.
Again, watch where Perez, for all great fans wondering why he's eating so many right hands, he lays his head on the right side. Right in the path of right hands.
Perez not tying up, just absorbing this punishment. Big round for Alfonso Gomez. The straight right hands have been the key. Goes with another one. Luciano, though, always dangerous with those wide shots and his willingness to be right there in the target zone.
Those wide shots of Perez only have hope if there's cooperation from Gomez, and that cooperation would have to come in the form of him pulling back straight or standing in that no-man's zone right in front of his man. So far, Gomez is either all the way in or all the way out. And that's the safe way to go with somebody chucking wide shots.
Oh, big right hand to close out this third round.